Barbie! I told you to wait in the dream house.
Boys, avenge me! Avenge me! Avengers!
Bazinga.
Scruffy-looking nerf herders.
Ethan Hunt contacted you?
I am good, Rooster. I'm very good.
So you are Yoi's a trainer who trains.
Gonzo the Great will ride this baby again.
Hello, and welcome to episode 58 of the Real Serious Podcast. We are all map this episode. It's an early morning recording, so we're just waking up, but we got Captain America Brave New World, Paddington in Peru, a lot of TV talk, actually, and some very interesting trailers to cover. But first things first, Jack, you're on vacation, man. How's it going?
I'm very dehydrated.
Oh, okay.
So if you hear me like breathing super heavy,
yeah,
I've been doing that all trip.
Nice.
I have this theory, and I'm thinking like Chuck is a superhero.
Oh, because he's living.
The amount of time that he spends he's living in the elevation. Then he comes and lives with us, and he's like, he can run and lift. But yeah, if you hear me like breathing into my mic, that's why.
Okay, fair.
My voice is a little off too, so I apologize.
But you know what? This just shows our dedication to the craft. All right, we're here for the fans.
Exactly.
We're here for the people. We're pushing through because that's what people want to hear. They want to hear us thoughts on Captain America 4, and more importantly, Paddington in Peru. It's been a pretty slow week for me on my end. Nothing exciting going on. Some big winter storms here in the Midwest, so I had a lot of snow. But besides that, it's been pretty good. I think this is the last one of the year, and then we're over the hump, and we're into spring. I believe that thoroughly. So we'll see.
Please.
I hope so. But a lot to talk about today. We got some very, very, very fun stuff to speak upon. But before we do that, what have we been watching? I feel like this will be a low week for all of us. Also,
Yeah, it's been not a rough week, but a slow week.
Slow week.
You want to go
All
first? I'm trying to.
I can go first. Captain America: Brave New World, which we'll talk about later. I watched 27 Dresses with Avery on Valentine's Day. Gave that 3 stars. Fun, charming rom-com. Exactly what they should be. Also very of its time. In like 2008, like he gifts her a BlackBerry, and I'm like, yeah, this rocks. So very fun with that. And then Paddington in Peru, I watched yesterday. And then I followed that up actually by watching Paddington 2 again, just because I wanted to relive some of the more of that Paddington magic. And I will say Paddington 2, 5 stars again. Much like I think it's one of the best family movies of all time, up there with Shrek 2, and just in that the GOAT discussion when it comes to family movies. But love that film. Maybe Hugh Grant's best performance. I will say that. But yeah, we'll talk about the other two. And then I've been continuing to watch West Wing, loving it. It's very good. I think there's 7 seasons, I believe, of West Wing. I feel like I'm a 3 and out kind of guy. So once I finish season 3, I'm going to pack up my bags and head away to do something else. But, that's just me. Also for other TV stuff, Invincible, which we'll talk about. Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man was great this week. Severance continues to be incredible. And White Lotus starts up tonight again, which I'm very excited for as well. Also, the SNL thing is tonight, so can't wait for that. I'm sure it'll be great.
Yeah, they've been promoting that forever. So if it's not great, there's going to be some problems.
Oh, I actually have a complaint about that promotion. So I'm at the gym watching it. No need to brag about the gym. And like on the TV, there's the commercial for like the SNL thing. And instead of saying like Sunday night at 8, it says check your local listings. I'm sorry. What? No. You tell me what time it's on. This 2025. You tell me when I'm supposed to watch this. I'm not looking at the local listings. Ridiculous.
That's kind of crazy, man. Well, my week was a lot less exciting.
There you go.
And I think February as a whole has just been quite a sad month for movies for me. It's just been, I didn't watch a 4-star movie until the 14th, which I would argue is pretty rough. So watch rough. Captain America.
Oh, he's back. Is he back? Let's see. He's no, can't hear him still. we've been dealing with Charles not having audio for a minute here. So this I think this is going to be. Oh, yes, there he is.
Can you hear me well?
No.
You can't hear me well?
Oh, now I can. Wait, keep talking. Talk for like 30 seconds straight.
You want to give like a monologue?
Yeah, like say how your weekend was or your week was.
Week was good. Work was fine. Jenna arrived at 10:30 on Friday night. And
Friday.
That's Friday night. It's on. And we had a really okay. You guys can definitely hear me.
Yeah. I was actually enjoying your story.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay. Cool. Hey, fellas.
Hey.
What did I miss?
Just what I was watching this week, and then no, not Jack's going.
Oh, okay. Sorry for interrupting, Jack.
I was saying earlier that all the people that live in Colorado are just superhumans, you know? Because they
What
got
makes you
like
say-
all this elevation.
Handling the
They're living in
elevation.
the elevation, and they're
You've been tired.
working out. I have been. It's
Yeah,
ridiculous.
it
It
takes
has
some
gotten
adjustment.
to me in ways that I did not expect, and I thought I was pretty used to it, but I guess not. But I was just saying, my February has been very sad. The movies I'd watched, I'd had 1.5 stars, 3.5 stars, 2 stars, 1 star, 3.5 stars, 2.5 stars, and then I finally just watched my first 4-star movie in February. Very sad.
Nice.
But I got Captain America, and then I watched West Side Story to see what all the Ariana DeBose Oscar talk was about. And she is very good. She's very good in this movie, which is incredibly sad to see because about everything else I've seen her in, it's been really bad. So would highly recommend if you guys have the time. But yeah, that's all I watched this week. 2
Alrighty.
movies.
I also only watched 2 movies. And it's the 2 movies we're discussing. But I also started Little Women about halfway through.
The Greta Gerwig Little Women.
It's a good one.
Yeah.
Have you reached what part are you at? Because I wonder if you reached my favorite joke in the movie.
I'm trying to think of what part I'm at. So Meg, no, not Meg. Yeah, it's kind of hard to follow and like tell you what part I'm at because it goes back and forth so much, you know. But
Yeah,
How much,
like what? Has
Timothy-
Christmas happened?
no, Timothy just went to like the art, went to Amy's art thing.
Okay. Once Christmas happens, let me know.
Okay,
I love the Christmas scene.
okay.
Yeah, Jack knows what I'm talking about.
that's
Yeah.
that's an all-timer right there.
Okay, I'll
No,
anticipate it and let you fellas know when
it sounds like we were all just waiting for Captain America and Paddington to just really take over for the movies this week, but I guess we'll find out if they did.
Oh, I've got such a funny Captain America story.
Oh, really?
Once we get to it, yeah, like a theater story.
Oh man, I can't wait. I have a great Paddington theater story.
You have a Paddington theater story?
Yeah.
Oh, I actually have 2 Captain Americas now that I think about it.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh, well, let's say.
Not that it's a competition.
No,
I do
it's
have
not. But you know what? I respect that.
Yeah.
It clearly is.
So before we get into news, I sent you boys the picture of this hat that I got, the AMC A-lister hat. On the back, it says 3 movies a week. So I got to thread rip the 3 out and find a way to get 4 in there. I bought it, and the next day they announced the 4 movies. So I gotta like thread rip it and then find it. I think take it to Joann's or something and see if they'll.
No
put
wonder
4
they
on
were
there.
selling it.
Yeah, I guess so.
Get it out.
So,
It's that information asymmetry. It's unreal.
yeah, I think that this podcast is actually pushing the narrative around the world. Like whatever we say, actually, whatever we say has been happening quite frequently. I feel like we're like a little ahead of it. Yeah, someone listens to this pod is important. So I will say that.
Well, I will say, Hunter, if you stitch the 3 out, you're gonna have to stitch it again because then it's going to be 5, then 6,
Oh
then
yeah.
7.
No, I'm thinking
Until
maybe
it's
just put like
unlimited.
a heat press stamp over it or something.
So I would just jump the gun, and put 10 right now. 10
Yeah.
movies a week.
As many as I want.
Might as well.
The last thing we left off on last week was Super Bowl. So do we want to do a little recap of Super Bowl? At least talk maybe some trailers or commercials we liked. Anything? It was a pretty unmemorable game.
I thought the chorus commercial was very funny. The one with the sloth.
Which one was that? Oh, the sloths. I did like sloths.
I don't know. No one has talked about it since, but I actually laughed out loud. Like when the guy threw the cores at the sloth and it just like hit something and broke everything.
Yeah. That trailer suffered from being too early in the game.
If
that was a later one in the game, I think it would have been much more talked about. But like it was so early that other stuff came and we kind of forgot about it. I loved the Harry Met Sally one. I mean, I've got a big soft spot for that. I liked the Glenn Powell like truck one. Thought that was pretty good.
I had a feeling you'd like that one.
The Gemini 9 one was really good.
What was that?
Which one was that?
That was like the dad, and he was like how to be a dad, and it was like super like heartfelt, which I was kind of shocked by. And I was like
the Harrison Ford one was also heartfelt. There were a couple heartfelt ones this year.
Yeah,
dude. Yeah, the Harrison Ford one. God,
that was awesome. I loved it.
Very American this year. A lot of like I'm proud to be an American ones. Yeah. I liked the Bud Light, like the cul-de-sac party. That was pretty great. The Muppets, obviously classic for me. Apparently that was the most watched ad of the entire Super Bowl. So Disney, make a Muppet movie, please. I'd really appreciate it. And then I'm trying to think what else was good. Doritos was good this year. Budweiser was good this year. Honestly, overall, pretty good commercial year. In comparison, I feel like the last couple of years have been pretty lax on the commercials. This felt like a good year overall.
Yeah, we're back.
Yeah, it was kind of like a trade-off. Like the game was pretty unmemorable, and now the commercials were decent. So yeah, overall pretty solid. I will say my sleeper pick that I thought was going to happen was we're going to get a Netflix commercial to like tease the stuff for the rest of the year and have like a little clip of Stranger Things. Did not get that. So hand up wrong on that. So I didn't say anything about it, but I did believe that was going to happen.
Yeah.
But yeah.
No.
All right.
Good commercials.
Get some news. We can get into some news here. First piece of news is aimed directly at Jack, right at your forehead. Coleman Domingo, your king, was interviewed about his portrayal of Norman Osborn on the Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man show, and he said, "I want to be Norman Osborn in live action."
I'm in.
Yeah, I'm also in. He's so good on this show too. Like even just his voice is just so good.
I think all you need is the proper makeup and the hairstyling, and he's there.
I just make him look like exactly like he does in the show, except for actually keep his mustache.
I will say I haven't seen the recent episodes, so like I saw one of them. I saw the one with Daredevil.
Yeah,
which is really sweet.
My king.
But I know that they're obviously hinting at Norman Osborn being very kind of his switch to this villain arc, or he might already be on it. But I think it'd be really fun to see him in this role because Coleman Domingo, I feel like, is a very he's a very kind, charismatic individual. But I still think he can kill this role. So I would love to see him. I would love to see him in live action. I would honestly love to hear anything that's going on with Spider-Man right now. But
yeah, well, there was. So for those listening right now, if you go on, Tom Holland has like a charity, and this charity, if you donate to it, you enter a raffle to go meet Tom Holland on set and go to dinner with him, like in London, on set of Spider-Man 4. So folks out there, we should do it. See if we could win. Just give like $5 and see if we could win it.
Or we just do $1 over and over again.
Yeah, just get more and more tickets and see if we can win it, and then just be like, "Hey, you should come on the podcast." But yeah, actually, you know what? Let's just talk about Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man right now. Now that we're talking about it anyway, since this show is so frustrating because it makes Tom Holland's movies actively worse. Because it's like, this is how you should have done it. This is so much better for introducing Spider-Man to the MCU than the Tom Holland movies are. And it's not like I don't like that. I like those movies. But this is just so much better in every single facet. And that's frustrating, but very good. The character development's great. We got some teases for Norman Osborn coming through. I really think this is a very strong show. My only complaint with this show is I would like there to be some kind of Mary Jane or Gwen Stacy of some form or fashion, but I'm sure we'll get there eventually. So.
Yeah, I think in my mind, I'm thinking like maybe his friend, or maybe she's just kind of like jealous right now of like not getting enough time with him.
Yeah.
But because we haven't really gotten, I mean, we have kind of gotten introduced to the female that he kind of really likes early on, that is kind of dating Tombstone.
Yeah, but I don't think that's gonna. That feels
Yeah.
very much like in the Spider-Man: Homecoming, like the other girl that he was into before MJ.
Which I think we do miss the kind of the romance aspect, but I'm honestly kind of fine with them really focusing in on kind of the Spider-Man stuff, which I think they've really nailed so far.
Also, the show is like kind of like mature in like a way, like it actually has like people getting killed and like people with actual guns instead of like laser weapons.
When I first started watching this, I thought it was like a kid's cartoon, but then I like kind of slowly realized that like just some of the dialogue for like the dialogue when they're at school is just very like, it's just high school. Like they're trying to make it feel like they're in high school, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It's actually it's a very mature cartoon for adults like us.
Yeah, for us, mature adults, for sure. All right, who watched Euphoria here besides me? Anybody? No. All right, that was a tough look for a moment there. Well, season 3 is coming. They're filming right now. Everyone is going to be 45 years old in Euphoria season 3. It's just like, why are we doing this show? Like, everyone has moved on to bigger and better things, and you're sucking them back into HBO Sunday nights. I don't know. I'm like not very interested in the season 3 of this, but hey, we're gonna get it, and it'll be interesting, I guess.
Will you enjoy that, man?
Hey, thanks. I will, dude. That's my issue. Like my like kryptonite is like HBO Sunday nights. Like if they have a show HBO Sunday night, I have to watch it. Like I have to be a part of the conversation. I know. It's a serious illness I have. All right, Mortal Kombat. Did anyone? I think Charles, you and I thought. Did you and I watch the Mortal Kombat that came out a couple years ago together?
No.
Okay, I can remember who I saw that with.
Probably hemorrhoid.
Probably. Well, Mortal Kombat came out a couple years ago. It was the biggest day and date release on Max when they did like the same day because it was during COVID. And so now the sequel's coming out later this year, and we got our first look at Johnny Cage, played by Carl Urban. Yeah, I know.
Carl, we got a lot of awesome,
contain your excitement.
We got some good The Boys news this week. Not talking about The Boys. So
yeah, G20.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
I mean, Carl. Honestly, I'm excited for him. I mean, normally in a lot of the movies I've seen, he's kind of like a side character. So, just I don't know. I like him enough to go see that. I'll probably go see it, even though I have no connection whatsoever to Mortal Kombat.
Éomer in Lord of the Rings.
Yes.
That's
Great
actually the only other thing I know him from.
He's in Ragnarok. Yeah, he's in Thor Ragnarok.
Oh, that's right. He is.
Yeah, he's showing off.
He's also in the Star Trek ones.
Haven't seen those.
Those are good. He's good in those. I haven't seen it quite a bit, but I did like him.
Those are actually pretty underrated, I think. I don't know.
I agree.
But yeah, this comes out October 24th, 2025. So get excited, I guess.
Fired up.
Yeah, as you should be. All right. Do we want to talk about the Dog Stars first or the Phoenician Scheme?
Phoenician Scheme.
All right, the Phoenician Scheme. Let's do it. Wes Anderson's The Phoenician Scheme, coming out June 6th, 2025, starring the usual coterie of Wes Anderson's character actors. I'm trying to talk like a Wes Anderson character for this. Scarlett Johansson, Rupert Friend, Tom Hanks, Bill Murray, obviously, Benedict Cumberbatch, Bryan Cranston, Benicio del Toro, Michael Cera, Jeffrey Wright, Richard Ayoade, Riz Ahmed. Dude, this cast is stacked for Mr. Wes Anderson. It's a espionage tale following a strained daughter-father relationship within the family business. This sounds pretty awesome, and I am a big Wes Anderson guy, so I'm very
Love Wes
pumped for this.
Spoiler alert. A couple of those Criterions that I bought might be Wes Anderson's.
Oh, baby.
They might be. Haven't arrived yet, so I can't show them off, but
I really liked Asteroid City from a couple years ago, so I'm very excited for this.
See, like, I wasn't the biggest fan of Asteroid City. Like, not that I thought it was a bad movie. I just, like, I didn't love it, like, immediately after a first watch, so I think I might revisit that soon. But I think a lot of his movies, not necessarily that I watch them and I'm like, this movie sucks. It's just, like, it's very well done, but I'm going to say, you know what, maybe this isn't for me.
Yeah.
Like some of his more mainstream stuff I really do enjoy, like Fantastic Mr. Fox and Grand Budapest Hotel. Great movies. But I think, like, Asteroid City, I sat there and I think I enjoyed it from, like, a technical standpoint because I could appreciate, like, you can definitely tell there's a lot of effort that he puts into his movies, especially to make them look the way that they do. Mm-hmm. So I think I appreciate that aspect. And I don't know whether this is entertaining to me or not. I think I'm still going to be interested in, you know, and it's a great cast too. There's no Willem Dafoe though. That's my problem.
I felt that way that you just described about what was it? It's not Moonrise Kingdom. It was The French Dispatch from a couple years prior.
Yeah.
I felt very similar about that. Like it was just almost too much Wes Anderson for me.
Yeah.
Like I almost like it when he's a little more subdued. But then again, I don't know. His style is just so distinct. It's like, you know what it actually is? It's very, very Paddington-esque, which they definitely ripped off him in some moments. But I don't know. I very much enjoy, like, the comfort. It is like eating comfort food, I think, sometimes.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's coming out later this year. We'll talk about it then. The Dog Stars, Ridley Scott, next thing after Gladiator 2 he's directing, coming out soonish, maybe. Margaret Qualley, Josh Brolin, Jacob Elordi, and Guy Pearce. A post-apocalyptic world, a virus wipes out humanity. Survivors face roaming scavengers called Reapers. Protagonist Hig, a pilot, survived the flu but lost his wife. Okay, for sure. Yeah, Ridley Scott. Whatever you want, man.
I honestly thought when you said the Dog Stars, we were going to talk about the Puppy Bowl.
Oh, no.
I genuinely thought that.
No.
I guess my mind's still on the Super Bowl. I thought.
No, it's okay.
I thought we were doing a thing there. I was wrong.
I thought we were doing a bit. This is not a bit. Unfortunately.
Yeah. Hand up. I was wrong.
It's okay. It happens. Yep. It happens. Ridley Scott is 87 years old.
He's still got it.
He's still got it.
He's still got it.
He's still got it. So
maybe he'll be like Dick Van Dyke. He'll just like keep working out like 3 times a week.
Keep going forever.
Dancing and
he's just like he's pumping out movies now more like
I know. I
more
feel
now than ever, and I don't know what that is. Like, is he trying to like
maybe he's pressed for cash?
Maybe.
Maybe he'll show up in a Grubhub commercial.
Yeah, he's had 4 like full theatrical releases since 2021, including a short he had in there. So that's 5 things, and then he did 2 episodes of Raised by Wolves, which was a Max original.
Yeah, I hope he's all right. He's really throwing himself into his work. It's
seriously.
A good thing. But you know, if you need to take some time for you, take some time for you, Ridley.
Yeah, Mr. Scott, it'll be okay. It'll be okay. All right, this is Charles' news now. So Jack, love you, but I need Charles' opinion, and this is the only opinion that matters to me. Dumbledore. All right, you got it right now. You got the image in your head of Dumbledore, Charles?
Yeah, it's up there.
John Lithgow. John Lithgow.
Oh, is that the what's he in? Shoot.
He's in Daddy's Home. Which does him no justice. No.
He's in Interstellar.
He is in Interstellar. He's also in
he's Lord Farquaad.
Oh, what's that show? Dexter. He's in Dexter.
Okay.
He's Lord Farquaad.
What's his name?
John Lithgow.
John Oh yeah, that's the guy I'm thinking of. What have I seen him in?
Probably.
Conclave. Why didn't we
A
say
lot.
Conclave?
Well, that would
Yeah.
give it away.
Well, it's not like
Jesus.
immediately like his best movie, so it took me a
I would
little, you know,
agree.
or like the most popular. So I apologize.
Would you
What do I
have
think
preferred
about
I
that?
said, yeah. What do you think?
I think is that the best you can do?
Interesting. See, I think this is a great choice. But have you seen The Crown on Netflix?
No.
Okay, he plays Winston Churchill on The Crown, and he is very British on that show, which I think is what you need for Dumbledore.
But can
Even
you
though
imagine
he's
with long hair
American.
and a beard?
Well, can I tell you my other worry about him? He's
I
70.
suppose.
He's 79. This
Um,
show is supposed to run for 10 years.
I mean, you need an old Dumbledore.
I know that. I'm just worried. Listen, I'm just saying. I'm a little worried.
Well, hopefully he can kick it for another 10 years, though.
Yeah, no, facts. You're right. He's got at least 20. He's got actually 25 years left in him. I'm sorry.
Another Dick Van Dyke.
I know you're a listener. I know you're a
Everyone's gonna
listener of
be
the
Dick
show.
Van Dyke. 100 years in dancing.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I just don't love the remake in general. So I'm probably going to be pessimistic, or not pessimistic, but kind of anti anyone they choose, because I don't think they'll be able to top the. Or it's one like Percy Jackson's one thing. I kind of look at these similarly. Percy Jackson had terrible movies. I think it's good that they made a TV show.
Yeah.
Harry Potter, nothing's ever going to top those movies. So like,
I think people that did read the books are gonna enjoy them because I think they'll be able to go more in depth in some of the character relationships and their transformations, as to where I feel like they're kind of brushed over, or some of the more important, like Ginny and Harry in the movies just kind of doesn't make any sense. But from my understanding in the books, it's very well detailed. So
Ginny in the movies also has the charisma of a slice of bread.
Yeah.
So I think that's also an issue.
Yeah, that hurts a little bit.
it's so disrespectful.
It's
True.
Yeah, I don't know.
I gotta
I'm
rewatch
just-
these soon. I haven't seen them in a long
They-
time.
They're coming out. I want to say this weekend. They were re-releasing the first 4 in
They
AMC
did.
theaters.
Because as I was watching Paddington, I could hear the music in the theater next door.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try and go see Prisoner of Azkaban and Goblet of Fire next weekend.
nice.
I don't care. I mean, I like the first 2, but I'm not like, I don't love them so much. I mean, very nostalgic, but I don't love them that much to go to the theater, or maybe I do. We'll see. I'll probably eat my words and just go see all 4 of them. I'm a sick man.
Gonna check AIM or gonna check Letterboxd and just Jack Harry Potter, Jack Harry Potter, Jack Harry Potter, Jack Harry Potter.
Yeah. And it's gonna be okay.
It will be. Cool. I think they should have done this like closer to the holidays, because me personally, I just did all my Harry Potter for the year. I'm all good
Yeah.
until
Yeah, you're all
Christmas.
good.
Yeah, so I think they should have done it around Christmas time.
I just love the re-releases. It's just so fun because it's like, and I think when they do them is super random, just because it's like, when do we have space in the theater to throw in some movies that people like?
Yeah, my biggest complaint is sometimes they make those like you have to buy the ticket even if you have A-list. Like when Lord of the Rings was released last summer, you had to buy the tickets, which I thought was kind of goofy.
It's disgusting.
Yeah, it's diabolical. Truly.
This guy is an A-lister. You better get it for free.
Sir, do
You
you
probably
notice
wouldn't
my
be able to
hat?
guess that he's an A-lister.
Sir,
But
did you notice my hat? I'm allowed to cut in line here, all right? No, I will say I will be too embarrassed to ever wear this in an actual AMC theaters. This is only be worn outside of it. I will never ever wear this inside the
Yeah.
building.
You know how much clout you'd get at an AMC if you wore that?
No, I can never ever do that.
I would wear that. You kidding me? That'd be sweet.
You know what would be even funnier is if you went into AMC you're not an A-lister, but you wear
You wore
that
that.
anyway.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that should be great.
Dude, I imagine I'd like to imagine if I wore that hat in an AMC, just employees would stop what they were doing and just shake my hand.
Yeah, thank you
Like,
for your service.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wasn't familiar.
Yeah. Oh man, I really need. I don't know. I'm with you though, Charles. This Harry Potter series really gets me worried. They should put Sean Bean in here somewhere, just somewhere. Maybe Hagrid. Sean Bean is Hagrid.
Wait, is Sean Bean Boromir?
Boromir. One
Yeah, I
does
could-
not simply become a wizard, Harry.
I could get some Sean Bean. A little Sean
That'd be
Bean
pretty
action.
A little
Cool.
Sean Bean action. All right, let's do some trailers now. I'm gonna save G20. Actually, I'm gonna save the last two will be I think the things we'll talk most about. Yeah. Okay. Let's start with Minecraft. We got another tease of the Minecraft movie, little 30-second spot. I don't know. I saw this again when I saw Paddington 2. It's just shocking that this is the direction they went. But I am gonna go in this movie open-minded is kind of my thought. I'm like, I have to give it a shot.
I'm once again asking why this movie is live action.
Yeah, I'm agree.
Especially if I get it. The character, like the creepers and all that stuff, it looks very
Creeper.
Minecraft.
Man. Yeah.
And, like the villagers, they look very Minecraft, And I think I don't know, but I just feel like they could have captured this so much better in a cartoon, but they really wanted to cast Jack Black, and they all wanted us to know that this is a Jack Black movie, which I don't know. What do you think,
Yeah.
Chuck?
I don't know what they're doing to me, but every time I watch that trailer, I get more and more excited.
No way.
My
I
biggest
do
issue,
like when he says I yearn for the mines. I do like that
I
joke.
yearn for my biggest issue. And this is like so minor, but it's just something I think about every time I watch it. Skeletons do not miss in Minecraft.
Sounds like you're not good.
They don't miss. But like
Got hit
when
with the weave.
when they get shot at the beginning, they're not hitting a single shot.
No.
And that's just silly to me. Like they don't miss.
Yeah. You know what's really frustrating? After watching again the Mario movie, like why did we not just do that?
Yeah.
Like you could have had Steve, like blocky Steve, be blocky but like in a regular world. And then he gets just do Mario, where he gets transported into the world of Minecraft and has to find his way back.
Yeah, but then if it was like Mario, we'd probably be saying like, "Oh, they just copied Mario." Blah, blah.
Yeah, but I'd rather have a 7 out of 10 like Minecraft movie that copies the Mario movie than like a 4 out of 10, whatever the heck this is.
Whoa.
Like,
Low floor,
this is
high
a-
ceiling. Come on.
Like, this is a Minecraft movie. This isn't
A Minecraft movie.
this isn't
Minecraft.
some movie that kids are unfamiliar with. I just don't get why. Like, Steve doesn't exist. Steve is not a character. It is Jack Black in a Minecraft movie.
Yeah.
Like,
Wearing a blue
there's no
shirt.
Steve. There's no Steve. Like, there's going to be no character progression. Steve is not going to be some guy that goes on some journey and is changed. If he does, it's literally just going to be Jack Black just making really loud jokes. And yeah, I'm going to see this, but I really don't want to.
I mean, it's soon. It's in April. We're like a month away.
Jack, you better watch it because that's in my top 5.
I'm gonna go see it in IMAX for sure. I want the
I
biggest
pray to
screen
God
possible.
that's not in your top 5, Charlie.
It is. It's my number 2. We just went over this like 3 weeks ago.
No,
It's shocking. I repressed the memory.
I thought you were saying for like best movies of 2025.
Oh no.
Nice up box office.
No, it's number 1 for my top 5 movies.
Yeah.
Did any of us have Captain America in our top 10?
I did. And
I
that's
did
a
not.
I don't
mistake.
know if I did.
Big
I
mistake.
didn't.
Well, no, hang on. It's the second biggest opening of any Captain America movie ever.
Oh well.
So
really?
hey, hold your judgment.
The only Marvel movie I had was Fantastic Four. I didn't have Thunderbolts or Captain America.
Did I know I sent it to you guys, but we'll just talk about it. The clip of Miles Teller being asked about the new Fantastic Four movie, and he says, "Yeah, the trailer looked pretty fantastic," and all of the comments are like, "What did he say? Say that again." It's pretty great. I didn't get to I didn't get to watch The Gorge, which is his new movie this weekend, but maybe I'll try to this week to see it.
I'll watch it and we can review it next week.
All right. Next one is for you both as well, not for me. How to Train Your Dragon. We don't even have to talk about the trailer because it's a shot for shot remake where they're barely changing the script. What are we doing here, folks?
Yeah.
This is shocking.
I saw it on like Monday or Tuesday morning whenever it came out, and I was watching it, and I was like, and I just watched How to Train Your Dragon a couple weeks ago with Jenna, and I was just thinking the whole time, like, this is the exact same thing.
Guys, you know how cool this movie would be if it was animated?
They should animate this movie.
They should animate this movie. I mean, if they animate it, dude, it's gonna bring in like billions,
all of the money.
Right?
It's gonna bring in so much money.
I don't know. It looks good. It still looks good. Like the dragon looks like Toothless looks real.
It looks good. Like everything looks good. But
I like How to Train Your Dragon. This trailer isn't like, especially because it's shot for shot. I'm just so
uninterested. Yeah.
Like that's fine. But I think if someone's like a head over heels How to Train Your Dragon guy, I feel like you would like this, you know? Head.
Yeah, for all the dragon heads out there, this is for you. I don't know, man. I'm very oof.
Yeah, I mean, we also have to go support our man.
Gerard.
Yeah.
Yeah, big Gerard Butler, guys. This podcast. Oh, also, there's a great giant, a working man, like cardboard cutout in my theater.
Yeah.
And I very much almost took a photo with it, but I forgot on the way out. So next time I'm there, I will take a photo, and we'll get some sick pics of me. With my
Did you guys like the photo of Paddington?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So wait, it was just the head that was not real?
Yeah.
It looked like your arms. I had to look twice. Like it looked like legit.
It looked like my arm's just like half the size.
Yeah, I was like, what is this angle you're at?
Dude, Jenna, we were leaving and Jenna's like, "Oh, do you want a photo with that?" And I was like, "No, I'm okay." She's like, "No, you need a photo for the podcast."
You gotta get a photo.
I was like, "Okay."
Love it. That's like me trying to take photos by myself. I'm just like, and then the rare occasion that Caitlin goes with me, and then she's like, "Oh, I got you," and I get like every single angle possible, and it's fantastic.
It's fantastic.
Say that again.
I might watch that this week. I have to see it again. It's been too long.
Just to rip it to shreds.
We watched them last spring.
And now we're in this spring.
Okay.
It's been a year.
It's been less than a year.
I miss my friends. The Fantastic Four.
That's the type of movie that I wouldn't revisit until like after like 5 years.
Fan Four Stick. I have to see it. All right, here's a great trailer. Friendship.
Yes.
All right, so Kate Mara, Paul Rudd, like, man, Tim Robinson, dude, I love Tim Robinson. All right,
yeah, he's so funny.
Tim Robinson is such a very specific comedy style that I think works so well, and I'm very excited for this. So, synopsis, real quick: when a new neighbor Brian threatens his quiet life, Craig Waterman struggles to protect his family's security. Man, I just really like this trailer.
I love it when they start singing.
I was literally just gonna say that.
It's so like literally that song has been stuck in my head all week. I've just been like, it's so fun. I can't wait.
Them also this playing before seeing Captain America, and they're like, "Hey, there's a new Marvel movie out. You want to go see it? We could do that together." It was so good. I don't. This is Tim Robinson's comedy is like very specific. So if it's for you, I think this is for you. If it's not for you, I think this might be like unbearably awkward because that's just kind of how his comedy style is. But I'm super into it, so I cannot wait.
Yeah, that looked really good.
So yeah, Friendship coming March 9th. So really soon, actually.
I'll be watching.
Or no, it comes out May. That's weird. There might be a limited release in March. Think of you. I want to be your little. Dude, it's so good. All right, now the best trailer. G20. Oh boy, G20. This looks like a movie that they made April 10th. Viola Davis, Anthony Starr, the G20 summit, and Madam President has to kick some butt. Are we in?
No.
And only for Anthony Starr.
Yeah, he needs a better agent. They got him one good role, and they're phoning it in ever since then.
And he's cashing in with that one, so I don't blame him.
I don't know. Also, Viola Davis just does whatever she wants, and I kind of respect that.
I think this trailer, the thing that upset me most was like they set it up, and then Anthony Starr shows up, and I'm like, all right, this is sweet. And then it's like, my kids are missing, and then it's like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, no, that immediately was like, I'm not interested anymore.
Like screw them kids. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't care.
This should have been Die Hard. Just make it Die Hard with her as the president.
That would have been epic. That would have been so cool. But instead, no. Let's have the kids save.
No, we're gonna have a family moment.
I don't know. Frustrating, but still interested.
Yeah.
Gonna be the only one in my theater for that one.
Well, you don't have to go to anywhere because it's on Amazon Prime.
Cancel the.
I'm gonna be the only one in my house.
Yeah.
You'll be the only one on Amazon Prime that night.
Yeah, the only one.
Yeah.
This is probably going to be streamed like 10 billion minutes, and it's going to be like the greatest movie of the year streaming wise. But yikes!
Yeah, I wonder if this was a part of like his deal for The Boys. You know, I wonder if they were like, we're gonna pay you, and then you also get to star in this super cool G20 movie.
Yeah, aren't you
excited?
excited?
To, or you have to.
No, you get the pleasure.
And you're going to get defeated by children, which, I mean, we all know it's coming. So
yeah,
no, frustratingly, yes, but no thanks. That's how I feel. But we haven't even talked about the greatest trailer yet.
Oh,
yeah, Hunter's kept us on the edge of our seat.
No, that's last. We're keeping that last, just so you know. Also, I'm looking at Anthony Starr's like his filmography right now.
Is it Anthony or Anthony?
And I think it's Anthony. So since 2019, where he was Homelander on The Boys, he has been in 1, 2, 3 movies. The highest of which has 7.5 on IMDb. And only The Boys or Boys spinoffs. So, what are we doing?
Maybe he's not trying to do anything else. Maybe he's just existing and living.
I like that.
Maybe. Hunter doesn't think so.
No, I don't. I think he deserves better. So, I think he's very talented, and I just wish he got a little more.
I do think he's
respect.
phenomenal.
All right. Second to last trailer, Thunderbolts. So we got the full trailer released Super Bowl, a little tease during the big game, as they say. And then since all of us saw Captain America, you saw this trailer before the movie. I thought this looked quite good. I'm actually pretty impressed with this.
I agree. It's literally the same.
Yeah. Also, Taskmaster, super dead. Like super duper dead.
Yeah.
She's in the one shot like early in the movie. And then they like tease her, and then everything else from like the big final battle at the end you look at, she's not in any of them. So Taskmaster not going to make it very far in this movie. Sorry.
Well, what if she just goes on vacation and is existing with Anthony Starr? You know,
Yeah,
that's a possibility.
Just hanging.
No, I think
maybe.
my biggest. I love this trailer. I thought it looked really good. I think it kind of brought in a little bit of heart for like 10 seconds, but it's enough to be like, okay, maybe this is going to be good.
Yes, I'm 100%.
Yeah.
And it, you know what? It's got that Marvel gray, but like it looks good.
Yeah,
Like,
and I
it's
think
got a
it fits
good
for these characters too. You know,
Mhm.
like I think it's like when it's Captain America, it's like you want it to be like, you know, you want his suit to be like cool, colorful, but then at the same time like down and dirty when he's fighting. But like I think this fits. I think the color and everything works, but I'm terrified that people are talking about potentially going back to the void. And if I have to go back to the void one more time,
No, it's a different void. It's different. It's different. It's not that void.
okay.
No,
There
no,
are two
no.
voids.
Yeah. So, what Jack is referencing is Lewis Pullman is playing Robert Reynolds / the Sentry / the Void. So in the comics, the Sentry is basically like kind of like Superman, but he's like a split personality. So he is the Sentry and he's also the Void, which is like the dark half of him, and he kind of switches back and forth sometimes. And we got a little tease of the Void, which turns people to basically dust on the ground. And that was pretty cool. But also, like, I'm sorry, this group cannot deal with
No.
that.
No shot.
This
I was
group
thinking about
has
that the entire
no
time.
shot. They're gonna have to beat him with the power of friendship because there's no way that they can do this. This is back-to-back Marvel movies where you're like, the hero cannot defeat this villain. Because listen, as much as I loved, we'll talk about a few, but Captain America, my man, he got very lucky with the Red Hulk.
He got wiped.
Yeah.
This sounds bad.
Sun's getting real low.
This sounds bad.
Yeah.
This is.
Buddy.
I just want to preface myself before I say this. What if they just all die?
They won't.
Okay, I've thought about this.
I don't think
I
they will.
think all but Yelena and Bucky might die.
Yeah, I don't think
Yeah.
Bucky's dying.
Yelena for sure is not dying. And
Unless-
Bucky probably will not die. I would not be shocked if everyone else died.
Well,
I-
what if Sebastian Stan wants out of MCU?
That's
I
what
don't
I'm
think
saying.
so. I
He's
don't.
been in it for like 15 years.
Yeah, but the money is endless because the money's great. He gets to do 1 or 2 things a year, and then he gets to do his award stuff on the side. Like
Yeah, that's true.
this is basically just like a money thing to pay for all the awards movies.
What if he doesn't want money? He just wants to hang,
I don't think so.
go on vacation with Anthony Starr and
Taskmaster.
He wants to.
Taz.
Is that a Paddington
Taskmaster.
and Peru reference? He wants to just hang. Just wants to chill.
It's like a clown car. They're just all
Chia
piling
style.
in.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't. I'm super excited for this. I mean, Sebastian Stan. He's had quite the year, and
Yeah.
I mean, we'll get to Sebastian Stan later, and some other news. But no, I'm excited to see him in this, and I think he's the big draw. He's the big draw for me in this movie, and then I think Florence Pugh is too.
Yes,
And I
I'm
like
very
David
excited
Harbour.
for Florence Pugh.
You like David
Yeah, I like-
Harbour?
I
like
do.
David Harbour.
I think that those three are kind of like the main draws for me. I think everybody else, I'm just kind of like, I take that back.
I actually like
I
John
like you.
Walker.
Yeah,
I
me
like
too.
U.S. Agent.
Me personally, I'm really excited to
The
see
thing with his
Ghost.
shield like
I love the
bent.
shot of him sitting like watching his kid while like he's scrolling on his phone, and it's just like
Yeah.
the fall of a hero. And I'm just like, they have all the opportunity in the world to make this good, and please
Please make it good.
please make it good, because it can be good.
Yeah. I really think it is. So for those who don't read the rumor mills online, apparently the pre-screenings for this are like pretty positive. So it seems like Thunderbolt's going to be pretty good, hopefully. If that one random tweet I saw is to be believed.
If it's a 3.5, or I even contemplate giving this
3.5
4
star banger
stars,
would be great.
I think it,
That
yeah,
would-
it could be.
I would stand up out of my seat and I would clap and I would cheer, and it'd be the greatest thing ever.
I would
Why
take a
would-
half-star increase for every Marvel movie we get this year. That'd be a good stepping stone. I'll be honest.
It's
I
too
would take
bad that we're rooting for like a Marvel movie to be a 3.5 star banger.
Can I tell you the truth though? I think if you take out the fandom of them, that's all I really want from them. Like if you just
Yeah.
gave me like 3.5 star banger back to back, like I just want solid 7 out of 10s, a good time. I don't need like, and then every once in a while you sprinkle in the Infinity War, you sprinkle in the End Game, you sprinkle in the No Way Home, like just give. That's what I think Phase 1 and Phase 2 were. It's just like
Yes,
very
Jack?
consistent 7 out of 10s. Jack.
That's exactly what I'm saying. I'm like, Iron Man 1, iconic. Okay.
Yeah.
But like Iron Man 2 and Iron Man 3, while I personally like them, but I think it's a lot of nostalgia mixed in for those for me.
Yes.
as to where I don't think those are good movies. The first two Thor movies, not good movies.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying like let's just because in the past they've made bad movies and given us something great. I'm not saying let's give them a pass for that now, but I will say it's like building up these massive storylines does take time, and if that requires some, I don't know, we'll get into this later, but if it requires some not so great storylines, that's fine.
So
Just
be
like, don't make them so bad, which I don't know.
I think at the end of the day, they need to focus on character. Like character
Yeah.
should be number one compared to like spectacle. And I think that's the issue they've been dealing with recently. Like especially, we'll talk about with Captain America 4, but like that's a big issue. Also, putting my rankings together because whenever a new MC movie comes out, I put in my ranking list. I have Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania above like a lot of stuff. I need to rewatch that because that does not seem right in my head now that I'm thinking about it. Like I give that 3.5 stars. There's just no way. So I gotta check that again.
What did I give it?
I feel like maybe I was blinded by the Kang of it all, which was also not very good. So
You were blinded by the super awesome popcorn helmet.
yeah, exactly.
Wait, mine's kind of high too. I gave it 3.5.
Did we see this together and like hype each other up for it?
Actually,
I was supposed to see this with you guys. Remember?
Yes,
And you
that's right.
And this is when I went on vacation to go skiing 2 years ago.
You and Marvel movies just are like, hey, I should go skiing. Yeah, even
It's-
Fantastic Four, you're going on vacation.
I hate it.
You man.
It's not my fault. It's not my fault. If it was up to me, I might be able to see it. It depends.
Hey.
Really hoping I can. But
Chuck and I are going to see it in the smelliest probably theater you ever had to deal with in your life. It's going to be obnoxious in that theater that Chuck and I have to go to.
I need pictures of everything.
Dude, everyone and their brother is going to be like, that movie was pretty fantastic on the way out. Cannot wait.
But I have Quantumanium at 2 stars.
Okay, I think I do too. I think in my head I should, but I haven't seen it in a minute. So
It's not even that it's like, I think the story itself is very neat and it's very interesting and Kang is great. But then I think the fact that Ant-Man defeats Kang and he's hyped up to be this, I mean, I understand there's multiple variants of him, but it's like the fact that Ant-Man beats him I'm like, come on. Like,
yeah.
Just let Ant-Man escape and there be some feeling of impending doom that he's still out there. But the fact that Ant-Man took out one of them, I'm just like, all right. And then a post-credit scene that will go down in history as
Oh yeah.
elite.
Oh
Just
yeah.
all the Kings just it's a great meme. I'll give it to him. That's like
It
an
is.
all-time meme.
It is very
So
good.
it's a good one.
All right, let's get into the trailer we all want to talk about the most. The Accountant 2. Hashtag find the accountant. Oh boy, was this awesome. This looked great. Thoughts?
I love the original. I just don't know if this trailer got me as excited as I would have liked it to. I'm still very excited. I'm still going to go see it, obviously, because I really like the first one. And maybe the first one had a very similar trailer. I really hope that Anna Kendricks makes a little.
Yeah, make a little tease cameo.
I don't think she will, but John Bernthal looks pretty dope. I like that they're kind of working together in this. So, I don't know. I think the first one had some mystery to it, which kind of made it interesting.
I forgot he did like the blowing in his hands before he ate.
Yeah. No, it's all the little like small like mannerisms. It's just epic.
Yeah. No, dude, these movies are
here
so
for it.
good. He is just
I
like
think
the calmest dude. I love it.
I think the trailer was just too long.
Yeah, it gave me too much.
I'm just like, just give me a little spoon. Don't give me like the whole serving. That's
Yeah,
kinda
like
crazy.
I want to see him looking over spreadsheets. I want to see him like calculating some numbers, like looking at a gun, and then that's it. That's all I want.
helping
what
a
is-
random couple with their like
Yeah.
business taxes.
Yeah, like you could write off this living room in your house. Yeah, that's all I want.
Like, what is his favorite Excel function? I need to
Yeah.
know that.
Like, does he ever
Yeah.
touch the mouse? Like, I doubt it, but I have to know.
No,
No.
This movie should open up with him at the Excel World Championship, just like
mouse
crushing
is
it.
packaging, Hunter.
Yeah, no, that mouse
He
has
never-
no
he never even
batteries in
plugged
it. He has no idea where it is.
Or maybe it's still in packaging and he uses it as like a weapon.
He seems like the kind of guy who has like a separate number keypad on like the side. Like it's not attached to the main keyboard.
He's just
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, it's just like up for here and he's just like doing it separately. He doesn't even have to look. He's got that down.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
man.
this is going to be good,
This
either
does
for
look very
better or
good.
for worse. So
Cannot wait. Cannot wait. We got some awesome, like, possible 3.5-star banger movies coming out this year.
we
And
do.
I'm
We got some
pumped.
prospects. We got some
Yes,
prospects.
yes, we do. All right, let's get into some reviews now. Starting off with some Television. Invincible. Next episode dropped. Invincible season 3. Let's see if I can find the synopsis real quick before we jump into it. So this most recent episode was "You Are My Hero." Two strangers ask Mark for help with a mysterious villain. Elsewhere in the galaxy, Nolan grapples with his identity, and Alan finds a surprising new ally. This was the return of Battle Beast. Exciting. And Mark and Eve had their first date. Do we like it, Charles?
I didn't watch it. I'm trying to remember who's the villain in the other universe that he fights.
It was what's his name? Immortal. It was Immortal. He was like a king. Immortal like got him to come there to kill him. Basically, he wanted to die.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Okay. I mean, I didn't watch it, so I don't have any thoughts. But I'm excited for you to. I don't know if I'm going to watch this.
You kind of ruined it for yourself.
I kind of have, but
That
it's
sucks.
yeah, a little bit. But this season should be good if he starts getting into his like really sad Mark hours. It'll bum me out, but it's good.
I hope so.
Yeah. Also, wait, how did Battle Beast come back into it?
Battle Beast, he was in the prison that Alan and Omni Man were at. So
Okay. Cool.
So yeah,
Spoiler, he might stick around.
I hope so.
Yeah.
He was
It's
looking
pretty
for
sweet.
a worthy adversary.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Is that the only TV? Oh, Severance. You guys have to review Severance.
So I'll wave Jack back. All right, little trade-off. Jack, welcome back. Let's do a little Severance talk. Severance. What episode was that? Trojan's Horse, episode 5. Tensions emerge after the team suffers a loss. So we had the funeral for Irving. Helly is back officially. Mark is in a very weird spot. And Milchick got his performance review. What are your thoughts there, Mr. Jack?
Good episode.
Good episode.
This is a very common Severance episode. I don't think it gave us anything that was crazy.
This felt like a come down from last week for sure.
It was, but I think the episodes we've been getting so far this season had just been giving us a lot of what we wanted, or just kind of like teased us in a much more dramatic way than what we got this week. I think the scene at the end where like Milchick steps into the elevator when Mark is like, I want to say he's his outie, right?
No, he's his any at
Like,
that point.
but he gets like all of his memories and stuff, or he's like still like, you know what I'm saying? Because he leaves work early and he's like,
that's his any at that point. Still, he just was
But I
leaving
think-
early.
but I was like, because I think he was sitting at his desk and then he got like a massive inflow of like memories or something from his.
Yeah, the procedure
Integration.
is starting to work.
Yeah.
And then at the end of the episode, Mark sees his wife down there in the Lumen basement, wherever they're at. I don't know. I think that this was a very solid, like, kind of come down from last week. We got the Irving meeting with what's his name again. So like they're back together
Bert.
a little bit. Yeah, Bert.
Yeah.
And I don't know. This felt like just like a kind of a reset episode to like get you back in it. We're back now after the trip, and we need to kind of get set off.
Yeah, I think it'll be interesting to see what happens with the dynamic between Mark and Helly, especially like when she kind of finds that information out about what happened at the retreat. So
Yeah, because Milchick leaves. Well, I mean, he first of all says he knows it, but also just kind of like hits him with it, which is
Yeah.
great. Especially after his review where they were like, "You use too many big words," or "I love the paperclip was the wrong direction.
Yes.
Which way to read?" That was so great.
But
And
I love it when they were like, you use too many big words, and then he responds with like a massive word that I've just never seen or heard of in my entire life.
oh yeah, and he just responded like it was great. So this is a very solid episode. Excited for next week. I think next week's gonna be another big one. I don't know. I just got like a gut feeling about it. So pretty pumped for that. And yeah, Severance.
Yeah,
Good
I think
stuff.
that's all I got too.
Good stuff. All right, get Charles back. Let's see if he's paying attention. Oh, he doesn't even know. He is paying attention. All right, we're gonna start with Paddington in Peru since only two of us saw that one.
We're talking Pad.
We're talking Paddington first. I think this will be a pretty simple conversation about Paddington. So let's jump into Paddington in Peru. So new director, new Mrs. Brown. The synopsis is Paddington travels to Peru to visit his beloved Aunt Lucy, who now resides in a home for retired bears. With the Brown family in tow, a thrilling adventure ensues when a mystery plunges them into an unexpected journey through the Amazon rainforest to end up in the mountain peaks of Peru. Very similar cast, as I said. New Mrs. Brown. Antonio Banderas joins the cast. Olivia Colman joins the cast. Haley Atwell joins the cast in a very funny American role, even though she is very British.
I was wondering that.
Yeah, she's just very British. So yeah, what'd you think, Charles? I think that Paddington we can talk full spoilers. We don't have to do non-spoiler for Paddington.
Okay. Well, first I'm going to hit you with a nerd nugget because I didn't watch anything else. So I was thinking, hey, how did Paddington Bear come to be? And so apparently Michael Bond was just this random guy in London. And he went into the shop in London and he saw just one bear on a shelf all alone. And apparently he described it as looking forlorn, which is a crazy word to describe just a bear on a shelf. So he bought it for his wife on Christmas Eve of 1956. And apparently he was also inspired by apparently a lot of like Jewish children during World War II. They like talk about this in the first movie, but they had they were shipped off to London with kind of, how do you describe it, like little necklaces with like little tags basically saying like, please watch over this this child. And Michael Bond, he thought that like refugees were like the saddest and like the worst thing ever. That they had to be a thing, you know? And so he wanted to make this bear almost like a refugee to London. And so since then, he wrote a book. In 10 days, he wrote a book about the bear, named the bear Paddington because he lived near the station. And his daughter, Karen, apparently, who's probably still alive, she says that like if he had lived anywhere else, this probably wouldn't have happened just because he wouldn't have been inspired by like the Paddington station. But yeah, he wrote the book. It got published, and since then, it's gotten really popular. Anyway, what did I think of the movie? I don't think that, look, to preface it, I don't think that it's definitely the worst of the three of the trilogy. Like, I don't think there's any arguing that. The first two have some kind of special sauce, some kind of special charm, something in those movies that make them just so heartfelt and like incredible to watch and clever. But I still think this one, it held up well considering like a new director, new Mrs. Brown. I was pretty impressed. Like I went in with lower expectations, and this movie exceeded anything that I had for it. I laughed, had a very good time. I think the story was it was kind of a stretch at sometimes. There were some things that I didn't love. Like, for example, from the first couple movies, they show that like random band like 4 or 5 times throughout the movie, and they only showed it once in this movie, and it kind of felt more like putting it in there for the Paddington fans, but not because they wanted to like have it in there, you know? It almost felt like there's like a checklist of everything they had to include in this movie that were in the first two, like the flight attendant, like the guy that was in the first two and plays like a really funny character. He was in it for like 15 seconds. Would have liked to have seen him more. The hard stare, like it got to the point where I was like, maybe the hard stare isn't even in this movie, and then they did it. The band, there were a lot of things that kind of felt like they just threw it in there because Paddington fans expect it. And then like the whole musical thing, like the nun singing about Paddington coming, I didn't think that fit, especially after the first two movies. That seems like a little bizarre. So like there were definitely issues I had with it, but I mean, it's just so wholesome, and he's such like a polite little guy.
I'm with you. I think the magic you're talking about that's missing was Paul King. Like his directing style is pretty magical. I think that another big one worry for me was the new Mrs. Brown. I mean, Sally Hawkins is like a really strong in the first two movies, so I was worried for that. But
I thought it was good.
Yeah, no, I thought she was good. It was Emily Mortimer. Yeah, as the new Mrs. Brown. I think she was really solid here, especially the emotional beats towards the end of the movie. I think she does really well.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with you. I think also part of the magic that was lost was taking Paddington out of London. I think there's like a bit of like the charm that comes with him being in London, and then when you put him in Peru, like he kind of loses that like gentlemanly of him all. And he's not like he's rude or anything, but like it just loses like the charm of it.
Completely.
I think Antonio Banderas was good here. He was too similar to me of Hugh Grant in Paddington 2, like with the multiple personalities, like seeing him in different costumes, talking to himself. I think that was just too similar to, especially rewatching Paddington 2 afterwards. I was like, this is the same kind of character. And Olivia Colman like was very similar to the villain of the first movie. And I don't know. It almost was like playing the hits at points. But what's so good about Paddington is that the hits are so great that when you just play the hits, it still works, and it's still like better than most things. But I am with you. I think that it didn't hit the levels that I wanted it to do, but also it didn't just turn into something different. Like it didn't disappoint me. It was just cuter and not as like moving or like impactful as the last two movies were, but still really solid. I would take a million more Paddingtons over a lot of things.
I mean, I still thought it was a good movie.
Oh, like, yeah, no, I thought it was good.
I think comparing it to the first two Paddingtons, like you're gonna go in with and be disappointed.
Yes.
But I'm still pretty impressed with who's the director of this one.
Dougal Wilson, very British name.
Okay, I'm still pretty impressed with what he was able to do with this, because I don't think it's very easy. It's like Bad Boys. Like, it's not easy to go from like a very distinct director style and then take the third movie of a trilogy. You know, like you have to put your own spin on it, but you also kind of have to play into the audience and like what they want to see. And I thought he did a good job. It's just, I think the main issue probably was taking him out of London. And I was thinking about that going into the movie, and I was thinking about it during the movie. Like, Paddington is London.
Yes. Agreed. Agreed. And 100% back to your nerd nugget too. Like, Paddington is like the immigrant story. It's like going somewhere new, finding like your place among it, like being changed by the place you go to, but also change the place because of yourself. And the beginning of the movie is a perfect example of it. He gets his passport. And like he's finally like an official British citizen. So still really solid overall. Just, not the levels of the last two, but still really good. So what did you give it out of 100? Is the question.
I'll give it a 77.
All right, I gave it a 70. So pretty similar.
Okay.
Awesome. All right, Jack, welcome back. It is time. Let's talk Captain America 4. All right, so we'll do no spoilers and give our scores, and then we can talk spoilers because I think spoilers would be far more interesting for this movie. But synopsis, real quick. Sam Wilson, the new Captain America, finds himself in the middle of an international incident and must discover the motive behind a nefarious global plan. Starring Anthony Mackie, Harrison Ford, Danny Ramirez. We got some Giancarlo Esposito, some Tim Blake Nelson. Yeah. Okay. Let's start with scores. Let's just rip that Band-Aid off. Out of 100, how we feeling? How we feeling? Out of 100.
I'll give it a 56.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I'll give. Yeah. Okay, I'll stick with the 56.
Okay. Jack, be true to yourself, man. Be true.
47.
All right, I gave it a 64. So I liked it the most out of all of us, but still not high. All right, let's dive a little deeper into that. So no spoilers first. What I think we all would agree that the story is probably the worst aspect of this movie.
Or in the visuals.
I see the visuals besides maybe one or two things I think doesn't work. I think Red Hulk looks incredible in this movie. Like he looks very real. Almost all the times he's on screen, which is not often. The leader is
For like 3 minutes.
The leader is I think the fight in by like what Tiamat or whatever it is, I thought that looked pretty decent. Not like stunning, but like I didn't have an issue with it. So I guess Jack, what was your big issue with like the visuals?
It's I don't know, especially when they were going to see the Celestial, or is that how you say it?
Yeah.
Like, the
The Celestial
being. I don't know. It's just like when they were on like the craft, it just looked. I mean, we got that in the trailer too. I was just like, that just looked. And I'm not gonna try and be here and be like nitpicky about everything.
Yeah.
I think Red Hulk when he looked good, he looked really good. But I think there's a few seconds, and when I say like, just because he's on the screen so little, I just wish he was like perfect,
Yeah.
And since they used him as this massive piece of marketing to bring people into this movie, which I feel like like I said, when he looks good, he looks great. But when there's like when he doesn't look good, it just looks kind of whack to me. And then once the fight scene is over,
Bad green screen.
Bad.
Bad.
Like very rarely does a bad visual kind of take me out of a movie, but I was just like, whoa. I was like, that is really like, you couldn't have come up with any other visual after that. Like I don't know. It was just frustrating me because after the fight, which we'll get into that later, and then there's this green screen. I'm just kind of like, oh, but like visually, it's fine. I would say it's probably a second to the story.
Yeah. And that's where it's hard too, because I feel like some scenes were really great. Like I think that the lighting aspect of like the initial kind of conflict, I would say, with Isaiah Bradley and the president, like the way that scene was lit, I thought looked pretty good.
Yeah.
I think when they were kind of in like Samuel Stern's underground bunker, I thought like the lighting of like the red looked nice. And then you have that scene with like at the end with Red Hulk where he's standing there and clearly in a soundstage in Burbank. Like that's where it's hard because it's like you have these moments where it does look good and then you have moments where it doesn't look good, and that's where it's just kind of frustrating. All right, Charles, non-spoiler thoughts, then we get into some spoilers.
This is just like any other Marvel movie is kind of my main issue. I'm starting to get, it took me a while, but I'm getting a little tired of the cookie cutter superhero movies. And I know that we talked about like when we go into a superhero movie, we just want a 7-star or 3.5-star banger.
Yeah.
Or not 7-star, 7 out of 10 or 3.5-star banger. But it's a little frustrating if I can like predict a lot of things that happen, and like after the fight there are like 3 or 4 scenes that, like every Marvel movie, there's like the fight and then they dot their I's and cross their T's and like close it out, and it's the same thing for the most part. And like I kind of predicted every scene after that final fight. There were like 3 or 4, and it's like, Okay. Like, I'm gonna bring in a spoiler. It's like not a huge spoiler, I don't think, but like, what's her name? Like Liv Tyler.
Yeah,
Is that her
very unnecessary. Very, very unnecessary.
I saw that coming from like 20 minutes in. I was like,
Yeah.
she's coming in at the end of the movie.
I will say, I really did think she was going to show up in the final battle.
I was also wondering
that was she was going to like calm him back down to be Harrison Ford again.
Right.
So I don't know. I also think the story wasn't like great. I don't think I'm as low on the story as you guys. The visuals, I kind of saw it coming from the trailer though.
Yeah.
Like I knew the visuals were going to be a problem when they showed. There's one visual where they show Captain America around the cherry blossoms, and it looks so stank. And I
It
was
looks
like,
weird.
okay. Yeah,
Yeah, doesn't
So-
look good.
I'm not as low. Like, I'm pretty sure the internet is blowing this movie up.
Yeah. Also, I think they're being a little too harsh on this movie. Like, it's not as bad as people I think are saying it is.
I
It's
don't
not.
think
It's not great.
Yeah,
But it's like people are like, "This is the worst thing ever." Like this, I've lost all. It's like, did you not watch Quantumania? Like,
I think my biggest problem is, I think it, like, look, I'm sure some people are tearing this to shreds, and I'm not necessarily going to say it deserves that, but I think it does deserve a lot of criticism
Yes.
for sure.
Yes.
I mean, this is a Captain America movie that gives us no emotional depth or progress for this character, who is supposed to be the leader of the Avengers, and they haven't given us like the Sam Wilson that I know at the beginning of the movie is the same Sam Wilson that I know at the end of the movie.
Yes.
And they tried to like push him along a little bit like towards the end, and it just did not work for me. And I think like the whole Red Hulk, showing the Red Hulk before the movie, I get it. They had to do it for marketing purposes because that was a massive draw for people. But like, you can't just like, it would have been a lot better if it was a mystery. I just don't feel like anything in this movie nothing in this movie was a mystery. They tried to make it like the Winter Soldier, but everyone knew
this
it was
a
coming.
Hulk movie. Also, this was just they made a Hulk movie and put Captain America as the lead.
Yeah, it's just frustrating.
Yeah.
I
have a pitch for this movie at the end, but I will save that.
I turned to Jenna at the end. I was like, "Did you know Red Hulk was going to be in it?" And she was like, "No," because she didn't watch the trailer. And she agreed. She was like, "I think that this would have been like significantly worse if I knew that Red Hulk was going to be in it." I do think that they probably brought in a lot of viewers, like what Hunter said earlier. If this is like the second biggest box opening for Captain America movie, it's probably because Red Hulk was shown.
I also think Sam Wilson's a pretty popular character. Like, people like Sam Wilson as Captain America.
Yeah,
I love him.
I just think they kind of did a disservice by showing him because, like, the entire movie, I'm just like, all right, when's he gonna get angry? Oh no! So it's like, I was waiting for that, and then they only showed it literally with 15 minutes. Also, spoiler, but they showed it for one battle, and it was 15 minutes.
I also think another issue they had was they like in the underground, they're in the submarine or like the battleship, and he's like maybe turning into him. In the trailer, we didn't get any visual of him on that as Red Hulk, so we knew it wasn't going to happen. So it takes any stakes out of that scene.
Yeah. Do you want to hop into spoilers? I feel like we're
all right, so spoilers. I think the number one issue with this movie for me is how unfocused it is. There was like 12 different storylines going on at once. You had the leader, you had Red Hulk, you had Sam kind of coming to grips with being Captain America, which we just did in Falcon the Winter Soldier, and then you had like also the other side of it with like this mysterious, everything else. So it was just very unfocused.
I mean, I'm gonna go back to Red Hulk again. It's frustrating, but like this would have been so cool if we're all in theaters. And we don't know this is coming, and then it happens. Like, I don't know. And they built it up to be this Winter Soldier, but like the mystery behind who is like pulling the strings, but there never feels like there's a moment where you're like, oh, that was surprising to me. That shocked me. There was just like, the only thing that shocked me was when Sebastian Stan showed up. That was it.
Yeah.
Which I think that was my favorite moment of the movie, and it was almost ruined when they're having that actual serious conversation and there's emotional stakes behind it, and it's like, no, you deserve to be Captain America. Like, yeah, you could have taken the super soldier serum, but like, you're just a man, and that's the best thing about you. And then they had to do a stupid like, oh, your scriptwriters write that. It's like, no, just let that sit. Like, let those two characters have a moment together and then move on. Like, it's just, they did the MCU thing where like you couldn't let the emotion happen. Even though it was still a great scene, it was just like, what? Like, just let it happen. I will say though, I shall wait till the end because I have a pitch for what I think this movie should have been, and you let me know if you would have preferred that over what we got. All right. Any other thoughts on Captain America? I guess.
No.
It's just Sam Wilson deserves better. Like, this character deserves more. It's very frustrating. I still think it's decent, but like it's just like it's almost more like what could have been is really frustrating.
Well, you have like even the whole discussion. They continually bring up the Avengers several times in this movie.
Yes.
And Sam, like, you know what? If we didn't have like the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, I mean, I'd still care about Sam Wilson, but like, I'm very glad that we had that series because I kind of understand and appreciate the character more.
Mm-hmm.
Like, just because that happened doesn't give you a free pass to say, hey, let's just not care about him at all in this movie. I thought the new Falcon was pretty good. Was it what was his last name?
Danny Ramirez.
Blanking. Yeah, I thought Danny Ramirez was good.
I think he and Ford were the best performances.
I think Harrison Ford was great here. Like, I think he didn't, like, I was very worried he would just phone it in, but I don't think he did.
It kind of bummed me out seeing him. He was like I don't know. And it's a good acting job, but it bummed me out seeing him like so helpless and just like trying to like survive and like I don't know, it was sad.
It's kind of like Thor: Love and Thunder with Christian Bale. Like, not
way better here.
I would say that the two performances are just like, for me, they kind of make the movie.
Also, Harrison Ford on a Peloton. Didn't know I'd see that.
Yeah, and also the amount of sponsors that they had to throw into this movie was a little bit more than normal.
Yeah.
Did you guys see the Ray-Bans?
Yeah.
Everything. They had to throw in so many like.
How about hey, you want to take a selfie on my Galaxy Note? I was like, what are we doing?
Yeah, those scenes were just so. And I understand it was like the phone was like critical to the plot, but like they did not need to talk about like the galaxy, like
or whatever it was. And also, it was so funny, like recapping my night. We took that photo, and then we took the photo, and then I think we took a photo over here. It's like what? But yeah. So I think that interesting how we all kind of had the same feelings on it, but I felt better on it than the rest of you did.
Wait, I gotta tell my my theater experience.
Oh yeah, your Captain America experience.
So Jenna and I did a double header. We saw Paddington, and they were like back to back. So we like booked it to the other theater, and Paddington was pretty full. Captain America was not. So Captain America, there were I would say probably 25% of the theater was occupied, maybe 20%. And so there were two people, and then we were seated right next to them, but the rest of the aisle was open, probably like the next like 10 seats.
What?
So then we took the two, like two over from them, so we didn't have to sit right next to them. Very reasonable.
Yeah.
This guy walks down the aisle. He's the one. And he like kind of walks by, and he's like looking around, looking at our seats, and he's like, are you G5?
Oh.
I'm like, let me, and I know damn well that I'm not G5. But I open up my phone. I'm like, no, like G7, G8. He's like, gonna have to ask you guys to move just because, you know, like someone else is gonna come in. I'm gonna be in their spot, and that's gonna be a whole thing. And I'm like, the movie's starting in 3 minutes. Who else is coming in? You're the last one here. So then Jenna and I get up and move over to our seats right next to these others. So it's like in this whole aisle or row, it's the four of us all next to each other, and then this guy right here. And then I'm just like, Jenna, you want to move like to those seats right there that no one's sitting in? And she's like, yeah. So then we move. And then she like turns to me, like we're in our new seats, and she's like, I hope he doesn't think we moved because of him. And I'm like, honestly,
I hope he does.
He made us move when there were 20 other seats around us that were open. I hope he thinks we moved because of him. I was like pretty pressed.
Yeah,
The worst.
I had the opposite experience for you though, Charles. I was the only person in Paddington. I was by myself,
Really?
which is insane because the thing that was weird about it was I went to go see Better Man, remember a couple weeks ago, and they canceled the screening because there was only 1 ticket or 2 tickets sold, but they kept Paddington alive. So maybe
they sold multiple tickets, but they just didn't show up.
Maybe. I mean, we did have bad weather yesterday, so that's a possibility. All right, can I give you my pitch for what I think Captain America 4 should have been? All right. Yes.
I've got one more theater.
Oh, sorry. So sorry.
You know how Hunter does the like, I'm actually like that thing?
Yeah.
I saw real life actuallys.
No.
After the movie, after the end credit scene in Captain America, I heard like verbatim, I think that means the Kang variants are going to be coming into this universe. And I was like, oh. And I turned to Jenna and we're just like, and then they were just like, I think Doctor Strange is probably going to get involved now. And they kept going back and forth about that. And I was like, we need to get out of here right now. They had like I was walking down, they had the Captain America popcorn bucket.
They're fans, man.
Yeah.
You know what? Oh, listen. Also, insane choice the whole movie to talk about how Captain America should be forming the Avengers again, and not have the post-credit scene be him talking to another Avenger about like, hey, we need to come back together. Like, even if he went and got like Shang-Chi and was like, hey man, I think you'd be a valuable member of like this new team I'm putting together. We haven't seen Shang-Chi in years. Let's just come on. What are we? I don't think that Simu Liu is busy. All right, I think he would be okay to jump in. You don't think he would? You don't think he would spend a weekend in a warehouse in Burbank?
He probably would, but he's got things going on. He's
okay.
He went on Hot Ones.
Yeah, you're right. He's busy. That's my bad. My bad, Simu. I know you're a big fan of the pod. I don't know. It was just a very interesting. Like if you did one of those plus the leader one, I think it would have been like, all right, those are pretty good post credit scenes. But just the leader one, I think was just super weak.
They're coming,
and then Captain America will return. It's like, yeah, no kidding. I know. You teased it the whole movie. All right, let me give you my pitch for what should have been Captain America 4. So after the events of Falcon and the Winter Soldier, Anthony Mackie as Sam Wilson learns that he should be Captain America. The whole show is about him understanding the fact that he actually does able to hold up the mantle of Captain America. Captain America 4 should have been about him trying to convince the world that he should be Captain America. And I think you had the perfect setup with Harrison Ford as the president, which could have been they disagreed on policy and like all this stuff, but like Harrison Ford could have backed him as the Captain America. But the thing that would have been interesting with this is instead of doing the stupid Secret Invasion show, this should have been Secret Invasion. It should have been Captain America Secret Invasion. And we had all the same issues of Secret Invasion. You had the Skrulls doing all their stuff. That would have been the big mystery of like who's a Skrull, who isn't. And that would have really tied to Captain America's arc of showing the public who he really is, because no one knows who anyone really is right now. And so him taking up the mantle, I think, would have been very interesting if that was the arc of the movie. And then you could have had a scene with if you still really wanted Red Hulk in here, it could have been that the president was replaced by a Skrull, and the real president has been experimented on by the Skrulls, and that's how we got Red Hulk. And you still could have had Red Hulk of it all. I just don't know why, if they really wanted to do like the espionage thriller of it all, why would you not have Secret Invasion be this movie with Captain America? And that would also felt more like a Captain America story instead of a Hulk story. I think it would have been a lot more streamlined. And then it would have also explained why the leader of the Avengers doesn't call in other Avengers because he doesn't know who to trust. So he only can trust, very similarly to Captain America 2, his Falcon. And that would have been like those two together. And we could have had a great reveal of War Machine being a Skrull, because War Machine and this Captain America have like a great relationship we saw in Falcon and Winter Soldier. And that would have been like the big reveal in the beginning part to like send him on the journey to figure out what this is. And he doesn't trust anybody, but he's still got to kind of show the public he is Captain America. And then at the end, it could have been like him, once he defeats the Skrulls or whatever it is, he realizes the world does need the Avengers back. And that would have been it. I think it would have been a lot better and a lot more of a Captain America story, but no, we got the leader, baby. The leader.
Hunter, I think you need a new hat that says director.
Yeah, Kevin
After an
Feige's
idea like that.
Kevin Feige's leader. I'm actually the leader of Kevin Feige, the Hat Man himself.
Hmm.
I don't know. It just felt like they were trying to like spread too much, and it was just kind of a little frustrating. But I still think this was decent.
They're just trying to take my money.
Yeah, and they did
That's all they
successfully.
And they took it. I mean, I bought the popcorn bucket.
I will be buying the steelbook.
I'm
I'm going to buy the
consumer.
steelbook. I will be buying the steelbook for this. I know I will. It's already going to happen. So yeah,
Why though?
because that's what I do. All right, I have a sickness.
I'm gonna buy the Paddington steelbook.
I have the Ant-Man and the Wasp steelbook. All right, I'll do anything these people want.
But here's my
I'm a
question: it's like,
sicko.
but why do you have like? Do you ever feel like a craving to watch that movie, or are you just like, I just need to have it just in case for some reason I can never see it again?
Listen, let me tell you. I own Loki season 1 and 2 on steelbook. All right,
That's fine.
That thing ain't
fine.
going anywhere. But that's what I'm saying. I have Hawkeye season 1 on steelbook. That thing ain't going anywhere. But I have it so that no one else can take it from me.
Hey, I've got Hercules on steelbook with Dwayne The Rock Johnson. That's not going anywhere.
No, actually, that might. That might go to the
garbage.
Yeah, that's why. Hey, why do you think I bought Black Adam, baby? Just in case. So
Hercules is also $1.
Oh, yeah.
How much was
Seems
Black
like
Adam?
you overpaid.
Which is Black Adam.
Hey, I proudly own the Black Adam popcorn bucket. All right. The hierarchy of the DC universe did change forever on that movie.
Yeah.
You're a winner.
Thank you. All right.
But to your theory, I think anything else besides what they actually did, if it was a character-driven storyline, would have been better. So
yeah,
I feel like that goes for most Marvel movies, unfortunately.
let Sam Wilson progress as a character, please.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what they do. I mean, it sounds like they are getting the group back together, so they got to do it fast. They got to do
the
it
band
fast.
back together.
It's because Doomsday is coming soon, so we gotta.
Yeah. What's his name? Robert Downey Jr. posted like a Valentine's Doom thing. So get hype, folks. You know what? I'm such a liar though. Like they could drop a trailer and I'm just like back in. That's the sickness I have. They could give me a little tease of Glorbo Schmorbo joining the Avengers, and I'm just like, yeah, let's go, baby. The Avengers are back. That's my issue. But yeah, you know what? It makes you miss the Russo brothers, which is shocking. It makes you miss the Russo brothers.
Well, we're getting them back, so
yeah, we are.
Let's hope that they live up to the hype.
I cannot wait for the Electric State in a couple weeks. That's gonna be very fun to talk about. All right. Anything else from the boys? No. All right. Well, next week, I don't think we have anything. Oh, the Monkey is next week, which we'll debate on maybe reviewing that. Reviews I've heard are not great, but I'd still like to see it.
Jack's fired up.
I think next week would be a great week to do a random review. So let's think about that, and we'll post something on the Instagram and Twitter about what our random review of the week is going to be. So yeah. Anything else?
No.
All right. Good stuff. So just a quick recap. We all thought it was a little disappointing, but didn't hate it, except for maybe Jack was more negative than the rest of us. But yeah. All right. Till next week. Peace out, everybody. Enjoy your week. Stay warm.